Powered by Riverside FM.
What I'm trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
You're listening to WildFireRadio.com presents the Jerry Torres program. No bad news, no sad news, no politics, no religion, just happy fun stuff. And now, here's your host, Jerry Torres.
Five-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Now go to that voodoo that you do so well.
Yeah!
Get out.
Yeah! What's up? Hello! Yeah! Yeah! More! Harder! No safe word! Yeah!
Whippersnapper.
Cougars, they know what they're doing. Yeah! Yeah! One more! Right between there. Thank you, baby. Yeah.
Whippersnapper.
Yeah. All right, whistle time. Hey, we got a timeout. Oh my God. Welcome one and all to another edition episode of the Jerry Torres program. Ow, 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 ow. All right, this is a solid hour of pure fun, boys and girls. Yes, indeed. Oh my God. Let's see. Well, today I had a pretty good day, even though it's raining. It sucks. But let me just say this. I officially have a girlfriend now. Thank God. Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, hold up. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Damn it. I officially have a girlfriend now. Thank you. Thank you. No. Please. No. Oh my God. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. You guys are beautiful. Very lovely. Oh, fireworks. Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, yes. Their name is Isabella. You know, I'm not going to give her last name, but our second date was fantastic as the first, and we had a wonderful dinner at a place called Budokan on Chestnut Street in Philadelphia. Excellent food, wonderful atmosphere. We had this the sea bass was excellent, and succulent. It was delicious, and I bought her flowers. We had a very nice romantic evening, and I could say that she's the one. Yeah, man, and I could see my life being happy for the rest of my life with her. You know? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, guys. Oh, that's it. Just like a college applause. What the f? Anyway, but I had a great time and it was romantic. We talked more. We got to know each other more. And she's at my level, and I really enjoy being with this woman. She is so incredible, so beautiful, personality, everything that I've always wanted. You know, I think God and the universe answered my prayers, and I'm very happy, very content. Oh my God. Yeah, man. So it's Excuse me. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, man. Yeah. When you've been through a lot, and you went through good and the bad and the horrible and the horrendous, it's pretty much you learn from that, you know? And what I went through with women, especially the dumb moronic idiots that don't know how to communicate. This woman does know how to communicate. She is the queen goddess of communication, Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
And anyway, so more on her later on. And yeah, so I'm content and happy, man. It's been a while for me. All right. Well, yeah, so my second date went incredibly awesome, man. I really, really loved it. So I'm looking forward to taking her out on more dates in the future. Yeah, yeah. Guys. You're shooting guns in the air. You really have to shoot guns in the air? All right. Shut up. No, shut up. Anyway, you stupid crowd. I mean, you guys are in a great crowd. Thank you. Especially shooting guns in the air for my happiness. How sweet. Oh, golly God. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so let's continue on here. It's been raining almost all freaking day. Listen, I love staying home as much as the next person, but damn it, when you want to get work done, like in my front yard, I can't do it. I can't do it in rain. You got to rush. You got to. So, listen, okay. Like I said before in my previous podcast shows, the idea is to, create more space and get rid of more stuff and knock down things, and that way we can have our front yard the way it should be, like better, greener. But every time we're about to embark on something, we can't because it's raining and it's too cold. Oh, excuse me, and it's too cold, which is freaking sucks, dude. It been raining early this afternoon. Oh my God, man. It's frustrating. Especially when I want to get things done, dude. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. But anyway. So now we have to wait until the weather this whole rain subsides, and that way we can just start focusing. Because right now I'm looking at this thing called Google. It's been raining since early this morning, actually. So now 8, 9, 10 is going to rain all the way until 5 in the morning. A little pause at 6, and it's going to continue raining all freaking day tomorrow. Oh, goody, goo, 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 goo. But next Thursday will be 57, 64 on Friday, and 62 on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to one of those days, for my lady to come on down. I can show her where I live, and we can have an excellent, wunderbar time. Wunderbar. Oh, my goodness, man, because I really want to get this freaking yard finished. So we'll see what happens on Friday. Maybe it's good for her to come down on Saturday. There you go. Saturday. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so basically that's about it, man, because I really want to finish my yard, because you can't work on a yard on hot, humid weather. Impossible. Hold on. I'm drinking my hot tea. And I had Chinese food for breakfast, for dinner, actually. I was going to say for breakfast, like the title of my book. Yeah. I was hungry. I didn't eat nothing all freaking day. So I figured, you know what? Let me just get a good meal in, so that way I won't be hungry later on the rest of the evening. My goodness gracious, man. So, man, we'll see what happens, dude. So anyway, so the rain sucks. And today, and the Penguins are playing at the Devils. I'm gonna watch that game fully until I'm done here. So right now, I'm just enjoying a nice evening at home, drinking hot tea, doing my podcast, and I might write and watch the game at the same time. So yeah, I'm just hoping for that. This April showers bring me flowers and suck my big ass. Where is my sound effect? Where is my sound? Okay, there it is. You know what? A new animal for my ding along dong. They can suck my big ass.
Don't panic.
Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, so the rain sucks. I hate it, and I wanted it to go away. After this, I'm gonna take a nice shower and change into my whatever clothes. This time I'm definitely gonna go to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. F this dude, because I've been waking up at 4:30, 4:45. No. I'm gonna go to bed and hopefully wake up at 6 or 7. Good God, man. What the hell is wrong with my body waking up at that time? Mm. Get a spotted hot tea. Oh, good Lord, man. Anyway, and I was at Walmart today grocery shopping, and I came across, can you believe it, Lemonhead ropes. Yes, they have Lemonhead ropes, and I bought a package, and I tried it, and it was excellent. It was really good. I loved it. So it wasn't that bad. I made a video, posted it on TikTok and stuff. But now it's like they're gonna do it with orange and then cherry, like because lemon has have more than one flavor, So that's I'm looking forward to. Mm. Oh my god, that tea is so excellent. So yeah, the Lemonhead ropes were pretty good. Now it's like they're trying to catch up or competing with Twizzlers now. The Lemonhead company, so we'll see, man. But anyway, it was really good. I bought a bag. I didn't eat the whole thing. Good Lord, how I wanted to, but I couldn't. Yes, man. Well, I was watching. Now they had the trailer for the 2 new Predator animated cartoons coming out. Predator Killed or Be Killed. Now, one is based on the Viking era, and the other one is based in feudal Japan. I'm really looking, and I love the animation done on this one. It looks darker, it looks scary, and I know they're gonna do it right. So I'm looking forward to that. It comes out in June. Why? It should come out now if the trailer is out. So it's gonna appear on Hulu and on Disney Plus. So I'm really looking forward. And from the trailer, it's gonna be, I think, 3 episodes. One is gonna be based on World War II. The other one will be based in the Viking era, and the third one in feudal Japan, like in the 11th century. Oh my goodness, man! So I'm definitely really excited for that. So, and Predator Badlands, that's another coming out too. So basically, they're doing a lot of good ideas with the Predator franchise. That's what I gotta say. And no, I don't have freaking. I could go on YouTube, get the sound effects. I might as well just upload them, and that way I can have them at the ready when I need it. So President Steve are on vacation for this whole week, and they clearly deserved it. Those guys work really hard every day. They're an inspiration to me to go into study communications, and I give those guys a lot of credit because 1, they're funny. 2, they come up with these great topics. 3, they stay away from the politics and all the sad stuff that's happening in the world. They just don't care. That doesn't bother. They want to talk about stuff that's outside the political box that's going on nowadays. And President Steve has been around for over 20 years. And, when Howard Stern left, I was browsing through the radio trying to find a new talk show. And then I was listening to New Jersey 101.5. I was like, okay, I'll listen to this. And then one day I heard this on WRE channel, what was it, station 101, 104. I can't remember, but all I knew that these guys were funny, they were hysterical, and ever since then I've been hooked. So thanks to President Steve. You deserve a good long week vacation. You guys deserve it. You guys need it. And when you come back, you'll be more refreshed than ever and sharper than ever. So I love you guys, and I know you're listening. And thank you so much for a great show. Enjoy your week vacation, man. So can't wait for you guys to come back refreshed. Mm. Oh my God. So I'm watching the Penguins Devils game already. The Devils scored. Now it's 1-0. So it's going to be a good game. I hope. We'll see on that one. So, man. So basically, I've been just what is it? I've just been doing research on this thing called Google. And I don't know, like right now, there's a new book coming out from Star Wars. It's called Master of Evil, the Vader novel. It's basically is going to talk about the Sith Lord's past, his dark days. Am I going to read it? Nah. I think I have one of the, what is it? I think I have the book up here somewhere. In a memento, por favor. Where is that damn book at? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. I found it. Give me a second here. Yes, there it is. Oops, I knocked down my Ah, damn it, I'll get it later. I have the book called Thrawn, and I started reading it. It was all about Lord Thrawn's, power and control. So this guy on YouTube who read the book decided to make like a comic book version of it, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I bought the book for nothing. The guy just made it. It was like It was like a comic book thing. So, if anyone has not read the book, how Thrawn was killed, he was killed by his own soldier because he wanted to destroy his people, his planet, and knowing that what's more important, him serving a dark man that's evil, that just doesn't care. He just wants domination towards the universe. And this, I forgot the alien race it was, but he stood there hearing how he wanted conquest and control. And he just said, "But you're not going to attack my planet, my people." He was like, "Listen, you're serving me and me only. I am the God King of the universe," whatever it was the speech was. So he took out his blade and killed Thrawn and saved his people. Oh my God, I'm going to make more tea later on. That is excellent tea. I like my tea with lemon, honey, and sugar. Bingo. That's it. Speaking of sugar, I got to buy more tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping the same guy that did the Thrawn one, takes this book and makes it into like a comic, like you're reading a comic book, while somebody's illustrating it in the background. That would be really cool, because that's how when I started reading like maybe 4 or 5 chapters, and like I said, some guy read the whole book who's a huge Star Wars fanatic and said, "You know what? I'm going to make a comic book version of it." And he did. And he did an excellent job. So, yeah. Yeah, man. So we'll see how that goes, man. Now, here's the question. This movie that I love, of Bruce Lee, Game of Death. Now, on one side, it said it came out in 1972. But Bruce Lee died in 1973, right? So then all of a sudden, one day, I'm on this thing called Google. And, oh, no, you're not dying on me. Hold on, man. My soundboard's coming down. There we go. Hello. So next thing I know, all of a sudden, I think it came out in 1979. I was like, okay. So now I'm going to ask this thing called Google. Google, what year did Game of Death come out? Oh, wait a minute. 1979, it says March 23rd, 1978. The film was released by Columbia Pictures. No. Hold on. Google. What year did Bruce Lee's movie Game of Death come out? Oh my God. Now it's saying it's 1979. And here it says 1978. Hold on. Let me look. Okay. Game of Death. All right. Here we go. The film was successful at the box office in Hong Kong. The March 23rd, 1978 release, grossing, in Hong Kong economy was a little different way back when. Within 3 weeks of its release, April 3rd, 1978, the film grossed nearly $8 million in the Far East. In Japan, it became the 8th highest grossing film in 1978. But I'm talking about in the United States, 1979 release, the film earned millions of United States dollars in its first few weeks and went to earn about $5 million in theatrical rentals, equivalent to estimated box gross approximately $13 million in France. What the hell? Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Critical or 46% Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my Lord. It says here that the movie was made in 1972. But when Bruce Lee died in 73, I guess they were like, hey, let's show the whole movie now. And it's 1978. Let's show it everybody. So what is the truth? Okay. It was directed by Bruce Lee. Okay. Written by Bruce Lee. And produced by Raymond Chow and Bruce Lee. Starring Bruce Lee, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Cinematographer, edit, production, bing bang boom boom boom. Releases on DVD, October 2022. Okay, running time, 40 minutes. Incomplete. Yes, because he died at the time, but during the film. It was going to Japan, Cantonese, and English. The budget was $850,000. During the film, Enter the Dragon, the first kung fu film to be produced by Hollywood studio Warner Brothers, and a budget unprecedented for a genre, $850,000. Lee died, yes, of cerebral edema before the film's release. At the time of his death, he had made plans to resume the filming of The Game of Death. Yes, I knew it. After Lee's death, Enter the Dragon director Robert Klaus was enlisted to finish the film using 2 stand-ins. It was released in 1978 as Game of Death 5 years after Lee's death by Gold Harvest. Yes. So now there, you stupid douche nozzles. Somebody was saying, no, the movie came out in 1978. The movie came out in 1979. No. The movie was originally out in 1972. It was filmed. It was about to, but due to some filming issues, Bruce Lee had to hold on to the film, and then he was supposed to come back and finish the film. But due to the fact when he died, they had to find 2 stand-ins that looked like Bruce Lee so that they could finish the film. My idea has always been like, had I win the lottery, I would contact the Bruce Lee family, grab Game of Death, and now that technology is pretty much advanced with CGI and AI can help make a movie better, right? I would have definitely said, listen, let's make this movie the way it should have ended, like how I would grab the script that Bruce Lee wrote and then just get the right people, right production company to make it look realistic as possible for the great man's, legendary status. That's what I would do. So now, beat that, Jack. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my shit at? There we go. I just cursed. Who cares? It's my podcast show. Suck it. Beat that. Yeah, so suck my big ass. I'm going to go through all the animal sounds through my crotch area, okay? That's what I'm going to do. So there. Yeah. But 40 minutes. Damn, that's pretty short for a film, though. Anyway, All right. So let me see here. So the movie was made in 72. So bam. Anyway, but they had to finish it, and then they released it 5 years after the man's death. People. People. Okay, I'm just waiting for this weather to warm up, man. I really want to go to the beach, take a nice walk on the beach with my lady, and have nice boardwalk pizza, boardwalk ice cream, boardwalk, food, maybe play some games, take a nice walk on the beach, bingo, 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 bing. But how could we when the weather sucks? Oh my God, that's good tea. Mm. See, the thing is, when you do a podcast, your throat dries and you need some water. I always drink sparkling water. Tickles my bubble. Tickles my throat. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just waiting for this weather. My car is getting dirty again, but the rain's pretty much making it look like it just got out of the car wash. Yeah, it's covering all the gray and the green from the. God, it's getting dirty again. That's all I gotta say. It's getting effing dirty again, and I hate it. Oh my God, man! What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, so let's look back at what I've said. Okay, the new book, the Star Wars Master of Evil, and my second date went awesome. My second date with Isa was awesome. The rain sucks. It didn't stop. Okay, Lemonhead Rope, saw that. Predator, Killed or Be Killed, Badlands, yes, yes, yes. Okay, it's Preston and Steve on vacation. They clearly deserve it. The Game of Death was filmed in 72. 5 years after his death, it came out in 79. Okay, so bam, I was right. Oh, wait a minute. So technically, the movie's 103 minutes. The initial cut international cut is 103 minutes. The Hong Kong cut was 94 minutes, but then the Hong Kong premiere was 125 minutes. And then when it was released in the United States, it was 100 minutes. Huh. Well, oh boy. I wish the man was still alive to finish filming the movie. That would have been great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue. All right, so here's the topics that I would love to talk about. As a matter of fact, let me look it up on my this device called a phone. All right, so here we go. All right. Oh my God, can we get back here, please? Cheese and crackers, man. There we go. All right. So I was browsing through online, because of this rain. I have nothing else better to do. I might talk about two topics this time. Yeah. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is the thing here. 15 snacks every 80s kids had in their lunchbox. Okay, that's the thing I'm gonna talk about. And if I got the time, I might talk about I'll flip the coin on this one. The 10 best fantasy movies ranked, or the 10 fast food fish sandwiches ranked. But let's go with this one. 15 snacks that what the hell? Hold on. There we go. Sound effect. Bingo. Okay. Giggle. Anyway, so 15 snacks every 80s kids had in their lunchbox. I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's talk about this. All right. Now, everyone had the kickball competition, so they were actually academics in school. Yeah, but the one true competition, the one always wanted to win, was every single day. Now, the best lunch was in our lunchbox. I had a lunchbox. Yes, I did. I can't remember, but it was that long ago. But of the most popular lunches that was put in the lunchbox, all right? Now, in those days, they had the E.T., The Empire Strikes Back, Return to the Jedi, all these metal lunchboxes, but they had to take them off the market because they were dangerous. Now, they had the Transformers. Now, this was the elementary school version of the luxury handbag. All right, the metal lunchbox. Sorry. Now, what you brought of the day to find you, what we're showing up in it. Now, here are the 15 snacks or packets of food that were given to us from the 80s. This stuff is very nostalgic. It brings back memories of what my mom used to throw in there. All right. Number 15. Oh, wait, number one. Let's go with number one. All right, number one, Ritz Handy Snacks. Yes, that was the one with the little red stick, and you put cheese on this radioactive cheese on crackers. Yes, I remember those. They were very good. You know what I mean? So it was designed, though I'm ready to get angry and annoying. The red tool had to use as a rake to get the cheese, from the crackers. Sometimes what I used to do is dip them into or use my finger. Yeah, my good finger, not my bad finger. And there was one good finger not to smell, the good finger to smell, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. All right, so that was good. Ain't that right, baby? Thank you so much. Wait a minute. I want the villain guy. Where's the villain? No. There we go. Thank you kindly. All right. So the Devils score now is 2-0 Devils. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. Number 14. Number 2. Sorry. Fruit roll-ups. Yes. I used to get this flavored paper in my lunchbox. It was really popular in the 80s. It still remains. They're hard to find nowadays, but the fruit roll-ups, it was meticulous to put in a lunchbox, and basically you ate the whole thing, But I remember Cool Ranch Doritos. Yes, I remember those in my lunchbox. Who can't get enough? When Cool Ranch came out, I still remember it was like sliced bread. Like, they found Jimmy Hoffa's body. That's how good they were upgrading their potato chips in those days. Like when it came out with cheddar and barbecue, everybody was like, what? They were doing backflips, people were setting something fire, you know what I mean? It was like chaos because they never experienced flavor on a potato chip. And when Doritos came out with Cool Ranch, it changed the world, I think. Lunchables. I remember those when I was a kid. Yeah, they're still popular today, believe it or not. They debuted in 1989, so basically it was like, last days of the 80s, I guess, but every kid enjoyed them. I remember I had them. Hostess Chocodiles. Yes, I remember these. Hostess was around 1919 when they came out. Not the Chocodiles. I'm talking about the company. But these were like the cupcake zingers, man, hand pies. The rest of us, iconic brands. Treats have long stood as one of the best desserts you could ever find in your lunchbox, as long as you've got some milk to wash it down. Well, basically, when anyone remember used to trade your food. Hey, man, my mom gave me fruit and vegetables. What do you got? I got Chocodiles. I got Lunchables. I got a little bit of crack. You want some of that? Huh? What you got? I got a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. I'll trade you my Cool Ranch Doritos for your Chocodiles. Yeah. See, it was like a prison back in those days. The crack ain't for you, it's for the teacher. Anyway. So, yes, fudge rounds. They're still around. I remember fudge rounds. I never had them, though, in my lunchbox. But I remember these were these were from the company Little Debbie. Chocodiles were from Hostess. But I remember they were pretty much chocolate Twinkies. That's what they were. But damn it, they were good. I never had a fudge round. I still see the fudge rounds today. I was at Walmart and I saw them because they had these oatmeal cream pies, zebra cakes, and Nutty Buddies. But everybody remembers those in their lunchbox when they were a kid, and you wanted more. Keebler's Magic Middles. I don't remember ever having those in my lunchbox. Moving on. Oreo Big Stuff. No, I never had those because the Oreo thought of double stuff in the 1970s. They had some really good ideas going on in the factory that day. When Oreo thought of big stuff a decade later, they weren't exactly firing on all the same cylinders. The individual's wrapped cookie was enormous, 3 inches of diameter. Sugar rush it brought was unmanageable. So if a kid was diabetic, they'd be in a coma eating a Oreo big stuff. All right. Fruit wrinkles. I don't remember these having in my lunchbox. Basically, they were sugary and chewy. They were like gummy bears in those days, you know. By 1995, the kids had stopped them, and since they fully went out of business. All right, fruit wrinkles. All right. Anyway, I don't. Oh, well, these were too damn big. 80 cereal. No. They're talking about stuff in your lunchbox. How the hell are you going to stuff a cereal box in your lunchbox? At least you're going to use a briefcase to bring it to school. Here was another one. High C Ecto Cooler. I remember these, but I never had them. I had the regular juice boxes. You know, I had fruit. I had grape, you know, with that little hypodermic hole that you pretty much had to use your straw in. Slice orange soda. I never had that in my lunchbox. All I had, let me see. I would pretty much ordered they gave us like milk in those days, you know. But nah, orange slice soda. Now, this is what I remember. Squeeze-Its. I remember these remarkably well. Yes, I did have these in my lunchbox. Nothing like getting a bunch of alien blood red mystery fluid into your manner of physical fit of strength, you know. If you ever wanted a sugar rush, drink one of these things, you'll be on a sugar rush for the next 5 months. Pop Rocks. Yes, except they were not in my lunchbox. I pretty much had them when I went to the candy store. Though invented in the 70s, Pop Rocks were a staple of school lunches by the 80s. Kids were stopping those rocks all damn day, most likely the secret class. But yeah, I remember you used to put them in your mouth. You heard the crackle and the pop. Yeah, so these were fun, especially with like, you didn't want to drink it with soda because then it would pop the main artery in your neck. Yeah, like this is what would happen if you had a pop rock in your mouth and you drank it with soda. This is what would happen. Not a good idea. Dr. Pepper gum. I never had it. Well, they made a gum, they said. Confusingly, the good doctor stuck liquid center in the middle. It was supposed to taste like Dr. Pepper, but reports about whether he accomplished that task was extremely varied. Okay. Wow, I read through all 15. Well, wait a minute. That was quick. That was 15. Oh my God. But listen, when you had stuff in your lunch, you had like the peanut butter and jelly, you know, there were some parents that were frugal in some way, but you know, we had our junk snacks, you know, you know, I'm at that age. I do remember the Hostess and the fruit roll-ups. And yeah, you know, the chocolate owls bring back some memories. But it's amazing how American lunches were like that in those days, you know. Yeah. And they're showing a black and white picture of kids. It's like, wow, you know, the 80s had color advances in filmography and also with pictures. Oh, boy. All right. So let's move on, man. That was 15? What the hell? I thought it'd be a little more than that. All right. You know what? So let me see here. What else I can talk about? Let me see here. Meow. Goody goo 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 goo. Let me see here. All right. So now with all these Predator movies coming out and what other stuff? The new Tron film is coming out and Mission Impossible. Basically, the fantasy stuff is coming back and it's exciting. I love it. But I remember as a kid growing up, yes, we're going to still talk about the 80s, people, so shut up, all right? You can suck my big ass. Where the hell is it? You know, where the hell is my animal sound? I need an animal sound. All right, you can suck my what the F? Here you go. Suck my big ass. Wow. Okay, that was a moose. All right, suck my moose. There we go. Oh, good Lord, ladies and gentlemen. So all these fantasy films like Lord of the Rings and all these futuristic films down to Blade Runner. All right. Excuse me 1 second. Oh my God. I needed that. So again, all these fantasy films like the Lord of the Rings series and all these warriors and sinister wizards and these fantastic worlds that comes out of the mind of good people, right? From bandits to magic, whatever. The 80s was a peak of the decade where it was pretty much the birth stages of fantasy films. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Oh my, I don't have a tissue. I got to blow my nose and I don't have a tissue. Hold on. Oh, fuck it, man. Anyway, so a lot of these films that were coming out in the 80s with today's practical effects and CGI and AI, they can make a movie look realistic, like anything. They can make an alien or a monster and make it look real as possible. So these are the top 10 fantasy films that came out in the 80s. They were ranked the 10 best fantasy movies of the 80s ranked. Now, I got a feeling that I'm going to do the comparison to Lord of the Rings and all these other fantasy films. But let's begin. Number 10, Legend. Tim Curry steals the film as a charismatic villain. He plays evil, Now, after directing two science fiction classics, Alien and Blade Runner, Ridley Scott would try his hand on fantasy with Legend, an imperfect yet visually stunning adventure movie. The movie was released in 1985, directed by Ridley Scott, and it's an hour and 34 minutes long. It was Tom Cruise and, fighting the Lord of Darkness by Tim Curry. Again, he steals the movie as a central antagonistic demon. It was a good film. And again, for its time, there was no CGI. It was basically makeup, puppets, and great acting to save this movie. Number 9, Return of Oz, the dark reimagining of the world of Oz. Never saw it. Moving on. Number 8, Willow, directed by Ron Howard, released 1988, and it's 2 hours and 6 minutes long. The late great Val Kilmer was in this film, and he was great. And while TV series on the Disney largely failed to bring the new audience to Willow, the original fantasy film remains a beloved classic. The film stars Warwick Davis as as Dwarven Wizard, who is tasked with protecting a baby from an evil sorceress queen, aided by the mercenary Magda Marden, played by the late great Val Kilmer. The film is a classic of the 80s fantasy, which it is. It started to come back in a series, didn't do that well, but who knows? It'll probably make a resurgent and be better than ever. But it has turned out to be a cult classic, this film. Number 7, Ladyhawke, a sweeping fantasy of romance. Directed by Richard Donner, released 1985, runtime 2 hours and 1 minute. Starring Matthew Broderick, Rutger Hauer, and Michelle Pfeiffer, Ladyhawke is an underrated 80s classic. The film follows the story of a thief who becomes entangled with a cursed warrior and his lady. On the run of the ruthless Bishop Aguila, the thief must uncover the truth behind a mysterious company. Set in the medieval Italy, Ladyhawke brings a romantic flair and beautifully crafted fantasy world. While some of its 80s style wisecracks can't take away from the sword and the sorcerer, Lady Hawk is a standout cult favorite in the fantasy fans we love. So, yeah, it was good. I remember watching this film. It wasn't that bad, Lady Hawk. Now, this one was a classic and I love. Number 6, Dark Crystal. Groundbreaking animatronics create a unique fantasy vision. It was amazing. Directed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz. Released in 1982. Runtime 1 hour, 33 minutes. From the minds of the talents of the beloved Muppets franchise comes out a vibrant, unforgettable fantasy movie featuring groundbreaking animatronics, The Dark Crystal. Following the story of two Gelflings, Jen and Gira, who are on a quest to restore the broken crystal and stop the evil Sakikis. I think that's what you call it? Sakis? Sukas? Though Henson is famed for his family-friendly creation, the classic fantasy features the darker tone that many of his previous films worked. Filled with creative vision, The Dark Crystal is an achievement in puppetry, fantasy filmotronics, and remains a genre classic, which it is. I love the film. A critically acclaimed prequel series was released on Netflix in 2019, but would be soon canceled a year later. But anyway, this film is fantastic. No CGI. They did the best that they could at the time to make this movie as great as it is. Here's another movie that I love that involved a lot of fantasy. Number 5, Time Bandits, a fun adventure through time. Directed by Terry Gilliam, released in 1981. Runtime is an hour and 56 minutes. From the visionary director Terry Gilliam, Time Bandits is a fun family film packed with an all-star cast that includes Sean Connery, Shelley Duvall, and Ralph Richardson. The movie follows a young boy as he embarks on the adventure through time with a band of thieves plundering historical treasures. Financed by ex-Beatle George Harrison, the film is the first of Gilliam's trilogy of imagination, which also includes Brazil and The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, 1988. Time Bandits is one of Gilliam's best, presenting a wonderfully imagined world filled with quirky characters and a magical story of adventure, which is very true, especially Evil. He was great. These ass-kissing cronies. He was hysterical, that actor who played the Evil. But yes, it's a classic film. Apple TV does have a series. I'm going to watch it, but nothing compares to the original. Number 4, Excalibur. Arthurian legend comes to life. The Sword of Excalibur, directed by John Boorman and released 1981, runtime 2 hours and 20 minutes. I never saw this movie. One release, Excalibur was financially, what the hell was that? All right, anyway. One unreleased, Excalibur was financially a critical hit, with moviegoers loving its blend of romance, mythology, and action. Excalibur stands out as one of the best versions of Arthurian legend ever put to screen and is a must-watch for all. All right. I guess I'll take a crack at it. Starring Nigel Terry as King Arthur, Nicol Williamson as Merlin, and Helen Mirren as Morgana. This excellent retelling of the legendary tale brings the glamour and style of the 80s sword and sorcerer cinema. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe. Number 3, Labyrinth, a timeless and beloved classic, which it is, and they're planning to make a reboot of this movie. Why? Stay away from it. Oh my goodness. If Snow White and the Seven Dwarves was bad, I got a feeling they're going to make this worse. If they reboot this film. It's a Jim Henson movie. Labyrinth is a classic fantasy movie that remains beloved by multiple generations. It's starring Jennifer Connelly alongside the iconic great David Bowie. The film tells a tale of a girl's journey to save her baby brother from the Goblin King, traversing the dangerous labyrinth. Yes. It is a great film. And again, in those days, they had no CGI, no special effects from a computer. Everything was done by puppetry, animatronics. It's a classic. It's great. And David Bowie's songs were good. Jennifer Connelly was great in it. The young Jennifer Connelly, she was fantastic in it. So yes, it is one of the best. Number 2, this is a classic, The Princess Bride. Directed by Rob Reiner, released in 1987. It's an hour and 38 minutes long. The Princess Bride stars Carrie Elwes and as Wesley, dashing hero on the quest to save his true love, Princess Buttercup. The film features numerous lovable, quirky characters like Billy Crystal, Christopher Guest, Andre the Giant, and it's very watchable today. As on release, it continues to entertain audiences every year. And I know I am not going to do that line, my name is Antonio, I'm here to kill you. No, I'm not going to do that. But ready for number 1. All right. Now I know people are like, you're doing what President Steve does. You know what? Who cares? All right. Number 1. You know what? Maybe I should do this better. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him here. Here we go. H-O-R. There we go. Horns. All right. Bingo. Oh, what the hell? I don't have the horns. Are you kidding me? All right. Let's try trumpets. There we go. Trumpets. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. All right, let's try the horns again. H-O-R. There we go. All right. Now this is better. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 fantasy film of the 80s. Drum roll, please. Conan the Barbarian. Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger becomes a star. Directed by John Milius, released in 1982. Runtime 2 hours and 9 minutes. Now, it's one of the best fantasy movies of all time. Conan the Barbarian was Arnold Schwarzenegger's breakthrough role. It was the perfect vehicle for the, actor using his impressive bodybuilding physique and undeniable on-screen charisma. The film catapulted Schwarzenegger to international stardom. Technically, no, but the film follows Conan as he grows in strength and skill, finally escaping his slavery. He embarks on a quest for revenge against Thulsa Doom and his cult of snake-worshipping warriors. The film features stunning backdrops, incredible sword fights, and a strong supporting cast. While many films would attempt to copy Conan, this fantasy classic remains the best of its kind. In other words, it's one of those movies that started a whole genre, from John Wick to Die Hard to Ocean's 11 is the original heist movie, and yes, Conan the Barbarian. Which goes to tell you that all these films were original. All these films were classic. And all these films did the best that they could of what they had in those days to make the movie look realistic and fantasy and as much as possible. Which goes to tell you, if they go back the old ways, maybe all these movies that are using CGIs and AIs and reboots and remakes, maybe it'll make a movie better if they went back the old ways. But who knows? It's pretty much they're on a budget or they don't want to spend too much money. Well, if you spend more money, you make a movie better and hopefully make a movie original. Because all these reboots and remakes, pretty much, no. I can tell you the number 1 reboots and remakes are zombie films. I'm done with zombie films. And I'm done with movies that tried to upbeat a movie from its time, like from Jaws to John Wick to Die Hard. You cannot ever beat the original because the original will always remain the winner. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, that is about my time for the Jerry Torres program. Now, let me go down the list. Hopefully, I read everything. All right. Well, on April 25th, I am doing a comedy show at Reds, 317 Washington Avenue, Carlstadt, New Jersey. I will be performing with other great comedians on this show. I will be hosting it. So, in other words, I'm going to pump up the crowd's energy up. If you're interested in going, go to meadowlandscomedyclub.com to purchase your tickets and to make your reservations. April 25th, that's on a Friday. Hope everyone can show up and be there. So, anyway, after that, I might take a little break and hopefully the weather gets a little better so I can start working on my freaking yard and get it done. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is about my time for the Jerry Torres program. As I always say, towards the end of my podcast, I am an accomplished author. I have written a book entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast. You can find my book either on lulu.com or on Amazon Kindle. And the book is, and it's an ebook. You can download the book and download the book, read the book anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or your laptop. And the book is only $4, people. So you're not going to be breaking the bank. Also, listen to my good friend's podcast show, Tice Talk. She's on the verge of making a comeback. And hold on, man. There we go. So she's on the verge of making a comeback. You can listen to her previous podcast shows either on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Her podcast show is about fun, the people she dates, her family, her job, you name it. She makes it hysterical. Check her out. So listen to my good friend, comedy buddy, Latisse Mitchell's Tice Talk.
Monster Truck.
Latisse Mitchell's Tice Talk.
You just got pwned.
Tice Talk.
In your face.
So listen to Latisse Mitchell's Tice Talk.
Knock your socks off.
How about me?
Get wrecked.
Yeah. I love that. And also listen to my good buddy's podcast. Listen to my good buddy and co-worker Gordo B's song 20% of Happiness. He is working on his new album. He will be releasing it soon. He's right now going back, doing little tweaks there, little changes here and there, which happens also in film too. But his new song is entitled 20% of Happiness. You can find his new music either on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. It's one of the most best original hip hop songs I've heard in quite a while. It's pretty good to put your headsets on, just bop your head. So find his music, Gordo B's new song, 20% of Happiness, again, either on YouTube, Instagram, or on TikTok. And Gordo B is spelled Gordo, big letter B. All right. So anyway, and also, wait, I'm not going to make sure I read everything here. Yeah, I did. All right. Did everything down the list today. Also, listen, and speaking of more music, listen to Funky Times. Yes, this is a great band. Original music. These musicians come up with anything on the top of their head. And they know how to play music and play music right. They mix up with jazz, funk, rock, you name it. They can play it and play it very well. You can find them on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Excuse me. And also, if you need them for a special venue, you can send them a message, give them the time and date, and they will show up and they won't let you down because they know how to play music. So find them. Funky Times. And speaking of Funky Times, I use their music to close my podcast. Let's see if I can find. Okay, I got 3 songs. Which is the one I use the most? All right, let me see. All right, this one is a short one. Yeah, that's a short one. Let's see what this one is. Okay. Yeah, and this one is, I think I use this one a lot. This one's 55 seconds long. 3, 4. All right. Now I know what I'm going to use. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure I don't have like other Funky Time songs in here. All right. So what was this one again? Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm going to use Funky Times number 2. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of the Jerry Torres program. As I always say towards the end of my podcast, whatever religious figure you believe in, may you be blessed. I bid you all a fondue. I'll be back. So I ask you all, please don't go changing. I'm gone, get gone, and bye.
Powered by Riverside.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
You've just heard the Jerry Torres program on Spotify and on Riverside FM. Plus, subscribe to his Spotify on Spotify.com. Find him, the Jerry Torres program. Also, listen to him in other podcast affiliates. Listen and enjoy.